Hello everyone, welcome to Vihawk, your one-stop shop for all play sports. My name is Nathan Mann, joined by Spry Sheep and our famous DC Sports fan. DC Sports fan, hello everybody, how are we all doing today?
Pretty good, sir. How about you?
I'm doing wonderful.
amazing.
In fact, I'm doing so wonderful, I want to hear from our lead person who checks the news, Spry Sheep. Could you please inform us of what happened yesterday and today, please?
Okay. So, a little bit older news to start off. Jose Ramirez has gotten his 5-year extension by the Cleveland Guardians because, well, let's face it, the Guardians are going down and just down and down and just declining franchise. They're going through a rebuild because they lost Lindor, they lost Carrasco, they lost Kluber. They don't have anyone anymore.
They had their chance against the Cubs in 2016, and then they're like, you know what, we're just gonna lose, it's fine.
I remember that.
Yeah. I was happy, and then I realized that it was the Guardian. Yes, the you know what I'm saying.
The Guardians!
Anyways, they locked him up. They locked Jose Ramirez up, and he's like their prized possession now. So yeah, that happened. The Padres were looking at him, so they're like, oh. So a little bit less important news. Andrew Knapp, former Philadelphia Phillies catcher, signed with the Pirates. Look at the Pirates out here making big money moves to make them a contender in whatever division they are in. Because...
I'm pretty sure they're in the AL Central, if I remember correctly, but I could be wrong.
Oh boy, man, what a tough division. I mean,
I'm sure that the Pirates are going to be good this year and not suck like the past, past 5 seasons they've been under 500 or so. Forget under 500, under 400, honestly. Because this is the Pirates we're talking about.
I'm going to look at the Pirates, past seasons. While we do that, Nate, please inform us on your segment of free agent signings that people may have missed because they went under the radar.
Okay, so Bobby Wagner. So while everyone was talking about Russell Wilson has been traded and Bobby Wagner was cut, after they saw Bobby Wagner cut, no one really bothered to pay attention to where Bobby Wagner was going to go. Thankfully, I did. He is going to sign with the super team known as the Los Angeles Rams, because getting one Super Bowl with this squad isn't enough. They apparently learned nothing from Tampa Bay and learned that re-signing everyone does not lead to you getting a championship the next year. I think that Bobby Wagner is going to be great, but too bad Von Miller left the Rams to go play in the icy cold tundra of Buffalo. Ha ha.
Alright, so I've got the Pirates pulled up there in the NL Central, and their past records have been 61-101, 19-41 during the lockout, or COVID, 69-93, 82-79, 75-87, 78-83, and then their first, actually good year, or their last good year was in 2015 when they went 98-64 because of Big Boy McCutcheon, who is now a Milwaukee Brewer.
You know, it's bad when the Phillies are looking better than you over the past 5 years. Truly a disgrace to the city of Pittsburgh. Kind of like Ben Roethlisberger.
Bozo. Alright. Next we got Seth Beer hitting a walk-off home run on opening day, but more importantly, National Beer Day. Isn't that just so funny, guys? This is where you insert the laugh track, Nate.
It would have been funnier if he did it on Coors Field in Denver. I think that would have been made it even more ironic.
That would have been just so pristine, of course,
Yeah.
Nate. Alright, I'm midway through my headlines, so, let's talk about the Yankees-Red Sox game. So, everyone's favorite rivalry...
Forget that. Ohio State, Michigan's my rivalry, but, you do you.
Yeah, so, Red Sox 5, Yankees 6. They didn't score until, what? Wait, okay, they did score. Red Sox scored, early on. They got, 3 runs. But, this game went into extra innings because the Red Sox choked and Falcons. And 10th inning, both the Yankees and the Red Sox scored 1 run. So they went to the 11th, and Yanks walked it off. So, what a game. That was a very, very good game. But it did cause some uprising on the
social
Twitters.
medias. Yeah.
Yes, and the
Bluebird
social
app.
medias.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when you have a rivalry as old as New York and Boston, it's bound to happen, you know? Especially
Yeah.
with these two teams, they absolutely hate each other. I don't know. The Yankees, it's just, I think they're going to have pretty much a repeat of last year. Like, nothing big happened to them. Like, but you'd expect more out of, like, a blue blood like them. But it's kind of whatever. It is the Yankees.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah. Yeah, basically the bullpens were just terrible in this game. Pretty sure Garrett Cole let up 4 hits in his first, or yeah, he let 4 hits in the first inning, and 3 of them caused runs, or there were 3 runs in the first inning. So Garrett Cole was not having a great start to the season, as everyone hoped. Anyways, what a good game! I think it is the perfect start to an MLB season, even though it was second day. I'll move on. To our NHL fans out there, Austin Matthews scored the most goals in the season by an American-born player in the NHL. Not an NHL aficionado, but I do know that Austin Matthews is a center for the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Ew, the Leaves.
So, yeah, at least I think so. Anyways, I'm gonna go over one more headline, and then I'll let DC do whatever he wants, because he's a new addition, and we might not get a lot of DC sports fan in these podcasts, but we'll try our best. Anyways, let me skim over this. The Mariners signed J.P. Crawford for 5 years. Let me talk about this. J.P. Crawford. So he was on my Philadelphia Phillies back when I was a big fan of the Philadelphia Phillies.
Ew, Philadelphia.
For 2 years. For 2 years. Went to Seattle. I forgot how that happened, but I think he got traded. Oh yeah, he was in the Carlos Santana trade. So yeah. Then kind of an off year in no, he had a good year in 2019. He was pretty cool. And then in 2020, he got the Gold Glove for the AL, I think. Yeah, he shortstop Gold Glove. So yeah, that was pretty epic for him. So they're like, we're gonna pay you a lot of money for a long time. So yeah, that's quite a lot compared to his. Yeah, he got paid $2 million, and his original salary in 2018 was $545,000. So he like eightfolded that. So yeah, good for him. But kind of sad that he's not in Philly anymore. So
Respect that
yeah,
hustle.
I'm gonna turn this over. Yeah, I'm gonna turn it over to DC Sports Fan.
All right. So, guys, Tom Brady is the GOAT. And
Yes.
Yes.
him coming back is the best thing that could ever happen to this world. Like, you couldn't convince me otherwise. You couldn't convince anyone otherwise, honestly, because everyone knows a fan of Tom Brady.
Well, sure. Maybe Tom
Yes,
Brady
yes.
coming back
Yeah.
is the best thing in the world. For the rest of
yes.
the NFC, he's 40 something years old. I think he's 44. Maybe he's even 45. The man is
Let
done.
Blaine Gabbert play. My goodness, my man's been he's been a starter for his entire career. Let Blaine Gabbert play.
Forget
My
Blaine
goodness.
Gabbert. Let Trask play. You draft Trask with a decent draft pick, and now you're just bringing in the old fart. Apparently, I think happened is, that like TB12 diet he's on. I think that he ate a piece of bread, decided he was so repulsed by it, he accidentally signed a new contract with the Buccaneers. I think that's what happened, honestly.
Yeah. Fun fact about Blaine Gabbert. starter for Jacksonville in 2012 and 2011.
Well, that's his first
Then he fell to irrelevancy.
Shocking. He
For
was
quite
the
a long
Jaguars
time.
QB.
Yeah. He's actually a Super Bowl champ with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers because they won it. Yeah. So good. I was predicting a Blaine Gabbert, Kyle Trask split quarterback thing, but clearly Mr. TB12 is like,
Tamanthana Brady
you know what?
decided
I'm not
no.
taking out the trash at my home with my children. I'm gonna go play 5 more seasons.
I think Tom Brady just hates his kids. I think that's what it is. He just has to go. He goes home, looks at his wife, and is like, "Ew, I'd rather be in the work. I'd rather be lifting weights right now, or something, or whatever old men do. Ew, I'd rather be in the recovery hot tub or something. I don't know what football players do.
But he'd rather be in the cryogenic chamber or whatever it is.
He'd rather do that than go look at Giselle. I don't blame him, but either way,
The Ravens are discussing a contract with Melvin Gordon,
Melvin.
or
Gordon.
maybe not discussing a contract, but they're seeking interest.
They're giving the
like,
late night
"Hey,
phone
Melvin."
calls, if you will.
So they're like, "Hey, we have 5 running backs over here that keep getting torn ACLs. Can you come over and fix it?"
Do you want to come break our your ACL too? Question.
It's like,
We'll give you some money.
well, we'll see what happens there. And then the heartwarming news. So, I honestly, hold on, I think his name is Aljo Sterling. Aljamain Sterling, MMA fighter. He will be playing. He had his weigh-in today. He will be fighting in the bantamweight against Peter Yan tomorrow at 10 p.m. He, during his weigh-in, was very emotional, and you want to know why? Because he thought he wasn't going to fight again.
Oh.
No, he thought he was never going to fight again after getting disc replacement surgery, which is like, season ending in like the NBA, NFL, that's
literally every sports league besides maybe golf.
No, not even golf.
You can play golf. I'm pretty sure people in wheelchairs could play golf if they wanted to, honestly.
Tiger Woods be like.
Tiger Woods, he's like 70 or something. I don't even know. He's like old as heck. Still out there at the Masters because no one else is willing to play golf.
I'm not talking about the Masters because, like, legit, I don't think that there are golf bands that out there in the world unless they're like 40 or above. So,
that's fair.
Yeah. That's all my headlines. I'm gonna turn it over to Nate the Man with his news segment.
Yes, my new segment, Nate's Debates, if I even so much as say a word, we are going to discuss it. Okay, so guys, the Lakers...
I like them.
The Lakers may just be one of the worst and poorly chemistry teams in the entire history of the NBA. I want you to think about this.
Spurs are the 10 seed once again, barely making the playoffs for the 20th year straight.
Okay, guys, hear me out. So you have LeBron James, one of the best basketball players of all time. You have Anthony Davis, a stellar rebounder. You have Russell Westbrook, Mr. Triple-Double. You have Carmelo Anthony, Mr. Knicks player, and also just overall really good at everything. And then you have Dwight Howard, the best big man of this generation.
Ball hog.
Dwight Howard's not hurt, right?
Let me give you 2 reasons. Ball hogs. Literally a team of ball hogs. You want to know why Russell Westbrook, James Harden didn't work out? They were both ball hogs. Number 2, they're all old farts who can't pick up their butts to just play 30 minutes of regular basketball. They just gotta, coach, I'm tired. So, those are my 2 reasons. Just not great team chemistry as well. Just didn't work out.
LeBron just carries the Lakers at this point.
LeBron was literally the only player that was anywhere near consistent. The Lakers, they decided, let's go trade Kyle Kuzma because he's not a big name. Kyle Kuzma's still a damn good player. Like, he may not make the headlines, but he's a good player. The Lakers literally went out. They picked out the 5 best players from 5 years ago. If you had shown me this roster 5 years ago, I would have said...
My man's playing 2K17 fantasy draft.
Exactly. If you had shown me this 5 years ago, I would have told you that this is the best NBA team of all time. But 5 years down the line, listen, big names are fine.
Who is Austin Reeves?
As long as you only have some of them, like LeBron and Davis worked because there was only 2 of them. They had a decent supporting cast. LeBron was playing out of his mind, and Davis was staying on the court half the time. Now, I don't think I've seen Davis play a single game, at least any of I've watched. When I watch Russell Westbrook, I feel bad because I'm pretty sure I could shoot better than him. Carmelo Anthony's just there in the corner, just hiding and withering away. Dwight Howard's right there next to Anthony Davis with a mild injury every other day. And then there's just LeBron being like, guys, this is worse than my situation in Cleveland. Will you please do something?
It's like that one commercial with the other Cavaliers.
Exactly. At least with the Cavaliers, LeBron had Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love. Here, what does he have? He has a shooter that can't shoot, and you have big old men and a middle-aged big man that never see the court. It's at this point just LeBron carrying scrubs again. It's just like Cleveland, but unlike Cleveland, LeBron's not his prime. LeBron is still a top 5 player in the league, don't get me wrong, but he is not going to carry this squad to a playoff berth. LeBron's the only reason the Lakers won anything this season. If LeBron got hurt, or like Kawhi Leonard did, the Lakers could be sitting at the worst record in the league. It's that bad. The Lakers are just terrible.
I think that Derrick Henry could be shooting basketballs better than Russell Westbrook right now.
I'm pretty sure Kevin Hart would be a better and more consistent big man than Anthony Davis at this point. Honestly.
Honestly, wait, who's Russell Westbrook? We call him Westbrick around here.
Exactly. There's a reason he has that name. There was a point in time where Westbrook could shoot the 3 ball. It didn't last very long, but back in his days with OKC, Westbrook was actually a good player. He could shoot, he could rebound, he could assist. That's where he got all the triple doubles. He is washed. He is old. He is not the same player. The Russell Westbrook that I watch every few nights is not the Russell Westbrook I remember growing up watching in OKC. This man is old. He's irrelevant. He's just become another 6-foot-something guy in the league that pretends he's better than what he is. He's just a bad version. He's just a short, bad version of Kevin Durant. That's all he wants to be.
Know what? I think Russell Westbrook is kind of like some guys that I am thinking of. Nate, you know Ricky Rubio, correct?
Of course. Big man for the Timberwolves, I believe. Yeah.
Not very big.
Well,
big.
Man,
he's a point guard.
Full point guard.
Mm-hmm. Nate, what team is he playing for?
The Timberwolves, I believe.
Nate. All right. Let's search this up. Ricky Rubio.
I think
Ricky Rubio is currently playing with the Cleveland Cavaliers. Last time he was playing in Minnesota was in 2016-17.
Oh boy, I got some catching up to do.
Nate, this is basically Russell Westbrook. You're like, oh, gosh, he's an old fart. He's not doing anything. He's getting passed around the league like hotcakes. But he's not. Ricky Rubio is just not a viable option in any sorts of leagues. He hasn't been a viable option ever. His best season was in Utah with 13.1 points per game. He actually did pretty well in Cleveland, so. Yeah.
So yeah, and not only do they suck, they've really been eliminated from the playoffs. It happened about a week ago. They're paying these guys way too much money. They shouldn't, fucking, Davis should barely be playing at all. He's barely playing at all, and he's making more money than any of us will ever see in our entire lives, just by sitting on the rehab bench.
I think DC sports fan might, I think DC sports fan will get paid more than Austin Reeves, probably.
I mean, yeah, but that's beside the point. Oh, I
think
gotta
DC
stop talking about
Sports
the
fans can have a
Lakers
good
because
career.
if I keep talking about the Lakers, I'm gonna get even more
Grow up
angry
and
than I
die.
already am. Alright, so can we go somewhere else?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Alright, so the MVP race, Jokic or Embiid, who you got?
Embiid.
Oh, just Jokic all the way. Did you
Embiid's
see?
having a better season.
He just broke an NBA record.
I'm
So
gonna
did
have
Curry.
to... Steph Curry's injured. Shut up. Anyways,
Yeah, I mean, I'll give my 2 cents. So Nikola Jokic. Let's talk about my man. He produced 35 points, 16 rebounds, 6 assists, 5 steals, and 1 block against a win in the Grizzlies. And he made history. NBA history.
how so?
He was become the first player to ever record 2,000 points, 1,000 rebounds, and 500 assists in a single season. And you're telling me he's not an MVP. This is like the Cooper Cup situation. I cannot believe people would rather vote old man Aaron Rodgers over Cooper Cup, who broke like every wide receiver rookie, or not rookie, sorry, every wide receiver record. That was Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase. That it's just mind-boggling that people are like, Matthew Stafford is more valuable than Cooper. Cooper Cup carried the team on his back and still went, like, I think third in MVP voting, which is good for a wide receiver, but he should have taken that trophy. Yeah.
Alright, be honest with me. Have you heard the name Cooper Cup before this last season started? Because I barely had.
Because I had him on my fantasy team when he started to be good. Mid. So, yeah, and then my dad took him for like 2 years on his fantasy team. I'm like, I want Cooper Cup back, and of course, I picked him with like the 60th pick in my fantasy draft. Worked out tremendously.
Sure seems like it. But I honestly, I think that the NBA MVP is Embiid, mostly because Embiid was working. Embiid had to deal with Ben Simmons for most of the season before Ben Simmons finally left. And despite all that, he's still putting up comparable numbers to Jokic and Giannis and all the other MVP candidates. And now with James Harden, he's become even better. Embiid is dominating every night. Without Embiid, the 76ers are just another bad team in the East. East like the Pistons or something.
Rockets.
But Embiid, the Rockets are in the West anyways, but Embiid is the only reason, like the 76ers are in a top 4 playoff spot. I think they won the conference, or division, sorry. Like, the 76ers are now a legit finals candidate because of Embiid. Harden only came in.
I think Giannis should be the MVP.
Nuggets are literally going to go to the finals. That is my prediction. They're the 6th seed, but still, 48-33 is nothing to joke about.
Honestly, Doncic is better than Jokic.
Okay, Ron, let's not be delusional here. Calm down.
Sure. Maybe over a few years, Luka Doncic will have a better career than Jokic.
But right now.
Right now, he is not fully developed. He got drafted when he was like 19. Like Joshua Primo. Can I go on a tangent about Joshua Primo?
Please don't. We don't want to know. Well, I don't know who that is, and quite frankly, you might scare me away. Anyway.
Well, maybe.
All right, so let's see. What other topics are there? Okay, the Russell Wilson trade. I kind of mentioned it earlier, but what are your thoughts on it? Russell Wilson being traded to the Broncos for about a bajillion draft picks and Drew Lock.
Suicide if you ever afraid to let. I know I botched up those lyrics, but it got my point across. I'm sad. I'm fine with the trade. I like how we got a lot of picks. But then we released Bobby Wagner.
You didn't get nothing
for cap
him.
Space for who? Drew Lock?
You got Drew Lock and Noah Fant, baby. Cry into your first round draft picks.
I don't want Malik Willis.
Oh, but you do. You get to watch Drew
He
Lock
went
pass
to
dives to
Ole
Noah Fant
Miss,
and
I
DK
think.
Metcalf.
Malik Willis.
Yes, this is your future now,
No,
Seattle.
he went to Liberty. He went to no, guys, last time that we had someone get drafted out of a school that wasn't in a Power 5 conference, it was Zach Wilson.
Zach Wilson, he's on the Jets.
Nate. Good for you, Nate. That's not his best trait, though.
I've come up with the
His
conclusion.
best trait is being schizophrenic.
Guys, I've come up with the conclusion.
Yes.
LeBron is the MVP.
Honestly, I think that LeBron should win MVP for keeping up or with this just drama that the Lakers are causing.
If LeBron wins MVP, I'm going to explode old cryptocurrency arena, honestly. Because if your team does not make the playoffs, like if he had made the playoffs, maybe there's an argument there. But his team didn't make the playoffs. I don't care how good you were. I don't care if you put up 50 points and 20 rebounds and 30 assists a game. If your team can't make the playoffs, you don't get MVP. Simple as that. You don't get the highest award in basketball if your team can't even make the dance. Okay?
Name. Enter Bradley Beal. Bradley Beal.
Screw
His
Bradley Beal.
Washington Wizards. His Washington Wizards, they were the 9 seed last year, so they could not make. They unfortunately did not make the playoffs.
Shocking.
He was an all-star.
No, they made the playoffs.
He
They
wasn't
remember
on the All-NBA team, but LeBron was. Nate, he was averaging 31 points per game,
If you can't lead
and he
your
can't make an All-NBA team.
If you can't lead a team to the playoffs, you're not truly a
No,
star.
Nate. All NBA. He was on the 3rd team.
Wow, the 3rd team. Oh, you.
31 points per game to go to the All NBA 3rd team.
If you cannot lead your team to a playoff berth, nothing matters. Titles are the thing that matter. No, forget titles. Being able to lead your team, no matter how bad, that is what true stars do. Look at LeBron. He carried Cleveland not just to the playoffs multiple years, but to the finals every year with minimal support half the time. That is what a star player looks like. Bradley Beal was great, don't get me wrong, but he could not lead his team to he could not lead the Wizards to playoff success. If you can't lead your team to the playoffs half the time and can't lead them to success when you do get there, are you really that great of a player, or are you just a stat compiler like Westbrook?
He led Leon Powell to an NBA championship. Let that sink in. Never mind. Sorry, I'm delusional. He played in 2019-2010. He won the championship in 2008. Sorry, he couldn't even lead Leon Powell to a championship.
No, I don't even know who that is, but I'm sure you're right.
How about Delonte West? Yeah. No, he couldn't lead him to a... Okay, so maybe he won less championships than I thought he did. Because, the Warriors were stealing all of them.
Yes, it's Chef Curry and Kevin Durant with the super team. Work! All aboard! If you are good and lost to OKC and you're on OKC, you can come to the Warriors. Have fun. Hey Kevin, we'll treat you to a nice dinner if you come to San Francisco. Oh boy, I'm Kevin Durant. I'm a freaking wimp. I don't want to sit here and work hard. I want to go to the finals every year for 5 years. Frick you, Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant freaking traded to OKC. Nah.
Thank you, Jade. That was really necessary.
Wait, what about Paul George when he left OKC?
Screw Paul George too. I'm glad we got rid of Westbrook. But Chris Paul, bro, you didn't have to leave. That's all I'm saying. You didn't have to leave. The Suns' success, that could be ours right now. We have a Devin Booker. We have Shea and
the wound. That was rubbing black tar heroin into the wound.
But like Chris Paul. I miss Chris Paul. He led us to the playoffs. And the moment we get rid of him, all of a sudden, we're not in the playoffs anymore.
Wait, I see the coordinates here. You notice how Beard beat Paul in the playoffs, and then Paul goes to the Rockets.
No. Oh, Paul went to OKC, then he got beat by.
Oh, Chris Paul. You're right.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about Paul George.
No, who cares? Who cares about Paul George? Well, honestly, but.
Well, he's carrying the Clippers right now.
Well, that is true. Paul George, low-key, no one talks about Paul George, and yet he's low-key kind of carrying the Clippers to, like, a good playoff spot. But
as they choked in the playoffs a few years back.
They choke every year in the playoffs. It's a Clippers tradition.
Remember when Blake Griffin was good?
Oh, those are the days.
Lob City.
Lob City.
Paul. Remind me of the Legion of Boom.
Excuse me, Legion of Boom. I don't think anyone from that team is left, except for Pete Carroll. But screw Pete Carroll. You cheating, boy.
I'm back.
Hi.
Ugh.
So, that's the end of my segment. Do we have any closing announcements? Has anything happened in the half hour we've been talking?
Oh, I will check. I think Tiger's been doing stuff. Let me check.
Yes, but again, no one cares about golf.
Alright. So you know what? The 40-year-old dads, they need their redemption. Everyone, Tiger Woods. Now clap.
Yay! Wow. It's Tiger Woods. I don't know.
I think he lost two spot, or yeah, he went birdie par, birdie, bogey, bogey, birdie, birdie.
I definitely
he moved
know
to
what that means.
+1.
Anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this episode of Vihawk. We hope you enjoyed it over here at Vihawk, your one-stop shop for all things sports. And I hope to see you not in 6 months, because this was way too long of a hiatus for our sports podcast. Hopefully exciting things happen, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.
Hey.
Bye-bye.